You can see me. So we are live right now, and good morning. Today I slept in the studio, so I thought I'll be going live. Now I'm just trying to check if I'm available for you in front of you, because to read the comments I need some device in my hand, otherwise I won't be able to read. So here we got this. Hmm. Okay, so first of all, we have multiple good mornings. Challenge first. My staff is not with me, so I'm experimenting these things. I cannot force my team to get up at 3 a.m., right? Though my team members, some of them are really good. Sometimes they wake up, sometimes they tell me, sir, we are ready to wake up, but I can't force everyone. And moreover, it's not practically right. If I am taking a class 3 at 3 a.m., that doesn't mean I'll call my assistant, oh, come on, get up, be ready. So we can't do that. Good morning. Lakshana from Mumbai. So, yesterday we have talked about a special topic, Booker Awards. There is a video which has been recorded yesterday and shared also. So, we talked about the Man Booker Award. This is already recorded, the video is already available. It will be shared by my assistants in your group. So, in the morning, you will get it, don't worry. I'm just telling you some basic points. The first thing, we have talked about what is the difference between the Man Booker Award and normal Booker Awards. Then, the International Booker Award. The International Booker Award. The Lost Booker Award. So here we have already talked about these things. I will be telling you. Sorry for the light issue because my assistant is not with me, so he is good with camera, lights, and all. So you may find some darkness, or let me just experiment. Okay, this seems to work. It seems like it's going to work. So, friends, very good morning, and yes, Sachindra has already watched this video. He says already watched. Actually, I uploaded this video in the evening by 11:30. So, first of all, you have to understand that Man Booker company started sponsoring Booker Award. So, Man Booker company started sponsoring Booker Award. That's why it's called Man Booker Award. Plus, Booker Awards are given to books which are published in UK or in Ireland. UK or Ireland. So if the book is not published in UK, not published in Ireland, and it is a translation of English, it is not originally written in English, it will be given the International Booker Award. So International Booker Award is for the books which are not originally written in English and originally published in UK or in Ireland. In short, International Booker Awards are mostly given to the translated books in English. Then comes the Lost Booker Award. The Lost Booker Award was given to J.G. Farrell. J.G. Farrell's famous book, Troubles, in 1970. So, in 1970, before 1970, there was a system that the Booker Award is given to the bestseller book in next year of publication. Means if a book is written in 1969, the award will be given in 1970. But in 1970, they changed the rule. Remember this thing, when they changed the rule, at that year, particular time, no Booker Award was given. So in 2010, there was a voting, a public voting, and they selected this book, J.G. Farrell's Troubles. It's a very important point. So this is the reason we have talked about all these things. Yeah, it's a translated book. Okay, now we go for some other points. Indian Booker Awardees. See, you have to read all the important Indian Booker Awardee writers. I already have told you that we have multiple writers who have won Booker Award. We have to go for all of these writers one by one. The first one, you know, I'm sure. Arundhati Roy. If you know why Arundhati Roy has won the Booker Award, name the book in the comment section. I can read. Come on. I want to see how many of you name it. Arundhati Roy has won Booker Award for the famous book. What is the name of the book? Sharvani, you have written V.S. Naipaul. V.S. Naipaul is not an Indian. He is Indian origin writer, but he is simply the Trinidad and Tobagan writer. V.S. Naipaul का origin Indian है. Otherwise, Salman Rushdie is also Indian. But they are not the purely Indian writers. They are the writers having Indian origin. जैसे वो है रुथ प्रवर झाबवाला. So Ruth Pravar Jhabwala has won Booker Award in 1975 for Heat and Dust. But Ruth Pravar Jhabwala is actually a German lady. Okay, she has some Indian connection. Very good. The God of Small Things, we know that. So very good. Arundhati Roy, God of Small Things. (1997). You have to read Eastpin, what do we call that there? Velutha. That's a very important character. Then other important characters. Baby Kochamma. Baby Kochamma has been asked in that exam. It's a must read if you have not read. You're preparing for the exam, you have not read, read it. You know, sometimes we keep asking, we ask this teacher how to read, we ask that teacher how to read, we don't cover. ये नहीं किया है, कर लो, on camera बोल रहा हूँ, at least go for basic summary. If you don't know the depth, it's okay. But make sure you know the characters. Baby Kochama, Esther, उसकी जो जुड़वा सिस्टर होती है वो, उसके बाद this value था, because he is untouchable. ये तीन चार main characters are important. And setting of Kerala, MM. This book is very important. The next one. Arvind Adiga. Let's see how many of you know the book. Come on, tell me the book. Come on, tell me. Rachel, Easter, where it's a yes, characters of last book. Very good. The White Tiger. I think it is also released on OTT platform. If I'm not wrong, Rajkumar Rao has played some important role, and The White Tiger has been released on Netflix or Amazon. I'm not 100% sure, but yes, I have seen the promos. I wanted to watch, but obviously it needs time to watch. So White Tiger, we know Balram Halwai, Pinky Madam, Ashok, the reason why Balram Halwai does a crime, how Balram Halwai tries his best to survive, the perception of life from the point of view of the protagonist, Balram Halwai. Why, when he comes to Gurugram in Delhi, he compares Gurugram's life with his back home life, and Pinky Madam loves Gurgaon because she says it looks like America. ये गुड़गांव वालों की खुशी की बात है. इस बुक में गुड़गांव को जो प्रेजेंट नाम आपका गुरुग्राम हो गया है, has been compared to America. and they also talk about the Chinese market conditions in this book. They may ask you this question: in which book we have Chinese market conditions discussed? The question है नेट का White Tiger. अगर नहीं पढ़ा है, if you have not read, read it. मनश्री सरकार का मैसेज है, मैं ज्योग्राफी स्टूडेंट हूँ, आपका वीडियो देखकर मैंने 3 बजे उठ के पढ़ाई शुरू की है, मुझे आशीर्वाद दीजिए। मनश्री, बहुत विरले स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, बहुत समझदार स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जो दूर से देख के सीख लेते हैं। आप अदर सब्जेक्ट के स्टूडेंट हो, लेकिन आपका पैशन हमारे वाला है और आप सुबह 3 बजे उठ के पढ़ रहे हो, आपको कोई नहीं रोक सकता। नोबडी कैन स्टॉप यू, कोई नहीं रोक सकता आपको बहुत सारी ब्लेसिंग्स। Now we go for the next one. Kiran Desai, daughter of Anita Desai. Anita Desai in Custody is one of the best book. Anita Desai in Custody is one of the best book, and Anita Desai herself was nominated for multiple Booker Awards. She has been long listed for Booker Awards. Unfortunately, she couldn't win. And when Anita Desai and Kiran Desai were nominated together, Kiran Desai defeated her own mother. It was for the first time in history that a daughter and a mother are long listed together. Actually, I slept by 1, so my eyes are troubling. Yes, this is the inheritance of laws, we know that. The most important character, like Sai and Bizu, we know. The most important character is Jemu Bhai Patel. Why is very important Jemu Bhai Patel? क्यों important है Jemu Bhai Patel? Come on, tell me. Yes, why he is famous? Why he is very important character? I can read your comments. Jemu Bhai Patel, tell me. Eating with forks, eating Indian food. बहुत बढ़िया रमेश, very good. रमेश का हार्ड वर्क जो है, मैं लगभग कई महीनों से देख रहा हूँ. He doesn't need his teacher to wake up at 3 a.m. He is always waking up at 3 a.m. सोनी, बहुत बढ़िया सोनी, आपको भी जानता हूँ. I always get a good morning before 3 a.m. Very good. So he is an Indian retired judge eating the Indian dishes with fork and spoon. आपने देखा है कि होटल में कोई जाओ और एक तो होता है कि something is like it should be eaten with fork and spoon. Like it's a Western dish, fork is required. Fork की जरूरत है. But I don't think in Indian dishes, suppose you are eating rice with curd, rice with dal, rice with vegetable, and you are using fork. So obviously it's not required. But he does that. He's typically colonized. He wants to be one of the foreigners. So he adapts all the ideas and the behaviors. So you have to read all of these things are very, very important. Then we take the reference of the writers who are directly and indirectly connected to India. Now here you can write this thing. Paul Scott. I met this writer, not personally, I met this writer in the Maharashtra state exam when I attempted for the first time. As I told you that I was reading all the Booker Awarded books. So when I found Paul Scott staying on, I just went for a basic summary. My idea was that if you don't remember everything, at least read everything. Let it get clicked in your mind, in your exam. मेरा मतलब ये था नहीं याद हो रहा है तो एक बार रीड कर लो. थोड़ा सा भी याद आ जाएगा पेपर में. So I remember this thing that there is a story like that. That what happens to the Britishers, those all the Britishers, those who went back, but few Britishers stayed in India after 1947. What was their life? So it was a question Maharashtra said. A book dealing with the past imperial glory. So Paul Scott's famous book, Staying On, is the part of Raj Quartet. Raj Quartet trilogy का part है. Staying On deals with the past imperial glory, the people who were Britishers but who didn't leave India. They got settled back to India after 1947. The best, the best example is the hill stations. If you think about hill stations, you'll find out that in Shimla, in Himachal, some other beautiful McLeodganj, and in Ooty and other areas, you'll find out that some oldest families of Britishers are still living. So this is the thing, staying on. Yes. Then go for next one. Ruth Pravar Jhawpal. Famous book. Heat and Dust. A lady looking for the story of her mother, what happened to her mother in India. She comes through India from abroad, tries to trace the story of the family. It's very, very important. And whatever the story she is tracing, she's also going through the same thing. So Joe's story would ढूंढ रही है, she's also going through the same story. It's a must read. Dhruv Pravar Jhawal, some direct, indirect connection to Indians. What is not visible? It's visible. Okay, this one, the whiteboard. I'll change it. Ruth Pravar, Pravar. I'm sure it's visible now. I can also see it. Actually, my assistant, technical assistant, helps us with these technical things. My job is to come and teach. Yes, we can do it. I can teach you some terminologies. The next one we have with Indian connection, Indian reference. I'm sure you all know it. Who? Salman who? कौन सा वाला सलमान? Yes, Rushdie. We are English students. We just know one Salman, Salman Rushdie. Midnight Children, very important book. One of the best example of magic realism. Who coined the term magic realism? Who has coined the term magic realism? Come on, tell me. Also called marvelous realism. A special lecture has been given to you. Marvelous realism with photographs. आपको बकायदा photographs भेजी हैं. कहाँ से start हुआ in Germany with paintings. Everything has been told to you. My question is, what is the okay? Very good. We got the answer. French Roh by Payal Bhardwaj. पहला आंसर पायल भारद्वाज का है. बहुत बढ़िया. Yes, French. F-R-A-N-Z-R-O-H. French row. That's very important thing. Very good. बहुत बढ़िया. Note it down. Salim Sinai, Shiva, Parvati, every character is important. Summary पढ़ लो. अगर summary नहीं पढ़ी है तो at least summary पढ़ो. We have few days left. Summary जरूर पढ़ लेना. Clear? The next one. We are talking about the Booker Awardee books with Indian reference. Which book? Come on, tell me. 1973 Booker. Wow, very good. Shabash. The Seas of Krishnapur. बहुत बढ़िया. Remember this thing, 99% people have no idea about that J.G. Farrell himself won 2 Booker Awards. J.G. Farrell को 2 Booker Award मिले. The first one 1973 because this award was given to him at his lifetime, 1973. And another one we already have talked about, 1970 Troubles, also known as Lost Booker Award. Lost Booker Award. So 2 Booker Award है. One Lost Booker Award, one proper Booker Award. The Seas of Krishnapur, dealing with the fight of the British soldiers with Indian Sipahis, the Indian mutiny. That's very important. You must remember all these things. They are very very important. ये आपको जरूर याद रखना है. Now I'll take your questions. And yes, don't forget to watch that special video Bookers, because I have talked about the Booker long listed books, the books which were in the competition of best of Bookers. You know, after 40 years of Booker Awards, Booker Company called all the 40 books and searched that which book is best of these 40 books, best out of the best. Salman Rushdie won that award, Midnight Children, defeated J.M. Coetzee Disgrace. Please remember this thing, ये आपको पढ़ना है if you have not read. अगर आपने J.M. Coetzee नहीं पढ़ा है, so read it. The story of Professor Lurie, David Lurie. ये must read है भाई, जरूर पढ़ लेना. Professor David Lurie. Yes, Hilary Mantel double Booker Awards, Peter Carey double Booker Awards, Coetzee 2 times, Oscar Lucinda for Peter Carey, The True History of Kerry Gang, Peter Carey, J.M. Coetzee को 2 बार मिल गए, ठीक है, very good. Life and Time of Michael K. Yes, इसको भी 2 बार मिला है. Thank you Nikki, thank you so much. Yeah, his daughter Lucy has been raped. David Dury का जो story है, I know this one. So what are your questions? Right now we have 205 students. 205 students. Let's go for your questions. Margaret Atwood has also won for 2 times. Dates कैसे याद रखें? So repeated question. Many of you are asking the same thing again and again. Relate it. I've told you how to relate. ऐसे याद कर सकते हो. 2 years 1772 Coleridge, 4 years Hazlitt, Southey, then 5 years Lamb, Jane Austen, then 1788 Byron. उसके बाद आपको बायरन के बाद मिलेगा कीट्स एंड शेली. 1795 शेली, 1792 शेली, 1795 कीट्स. Just add like this. 2 साल छोटा, 4 साल छोटा, 5 साल बड़ा. This is how you can go for the ages and timings. Connect the ages. Force yourself to connect. For example, if you remember what happens when I was preparing, I would ask myself. मैं अपने आप से पूछता था, what happened in 1850? I would force myself, what happened in 1850? Okay, so maybe like I don't know what happened in 1850. I don't remember. Okay, but I know like In Memoriam got published or these kind of books were there. So when you don't know what happened in 1850, then force yourself to know the things around. So we know things like, okay, 1850 nothing happened. Okay, 1851 Moby Dick came. So you know 1 year later. Then here if you go for it, 1847 Vanity Fair, Jane Eyre, or other important groups, Wuthering Heights, all these came. 1848 the term objective quality was coined. Force yourself to connect. If you don't know what happened directly here, force yourself to know this. Force yourself to know this. 1857 what happened. Then you have some books. कुछ तो याद आएगा यार. Okay, this and that, this and that. It will give you a lot of idea to understand the timings and durations of the same year. What was going on. If you remember the birth of writers, date of writers, even you don't know the exact birth of writer at 1850, remember something that okay, he was born like this. 1812 he was Robert Browning. So in 1850 he was maybe 36, 38. So that's how you can read, relate. Force yourself, force your brain to relate things in a very positive way. कोशिश करते जाओ. Olivia's question is what is Commonwealth literature? See, first of all, Commonwealth literature, the phrase has been wiped out. Commonwealth literature जो phrase है वो phrase हटा दिया गया है. There was a strong objection. The question is Commonwealth literature. So we must know what is Commonwealth country. The question is Commonwealth countries, all the colony. Colonies of Britain, the literature of the colonies of Britain. The question comes that if we talk about Commonwealth and these are the colonies of Britain once enslaved by Britain, the question is then why the literature of Pakistan, literature of South Africa, is included in Commonwealth literature. It's an argument by Salman Rushdie. It's not my idea. I'm not that much great to bring this idea. It is the idea of Salman Rushdie. I have just read that, so I'm explaining it to you. If we see technically, see on the technical grounds, Pakistan was born independent. Pakistan was never a slave. Because we are talking about the national identity. Pakistan was never a slave. When the Britishers left, they freed one nation, dividing India. Something very sad day for us. But they divided us. Pakistan was born 14th of August midnight. It's a free country. अगर technically देखा जाए, if you just use the technical terms, then it is 1947 born. It is an independent country, never enslaved. So अगर पाकिस्तान कभी गुलाम है ही नहीं, because there was no Pakistan before 1947. Why Pakistan is included here? Because in the Commonwealth countries were earlier called Union of the Crown. And the crown stands for Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth. In short, stands for the King of England, the Queen of England. Union of the Crown means that Crown is, the title itself shows us the superiority of Britishers. Title कहता है कि Britishers better हैं. The title shows that Union of the Crown. So it was having the British supremacy. People questioned this thing. They said, no, we are all free now. We are all free. So they said we'll go for Commonwealth literature. But the question is, neither we have Commonwealth, nor we have the common characteristics. The only thing we have in common is that we are enslaved by Britain. So, if we talk about enslaving by Britain, then Pakistan was born free. South Africa recently born, and 1980s का born है ये. So, it was not a country, it was not a slave country. So, why to be included? So, Salman Rushdie proposed that reading common literature, it should be done in post-colonial studies. मिटा रहा उसको मैं. Rushdie ने बोला कि को post-colonials में पढ़ो, post-colonials में. And the argument of Salman Rushdie took place in क्या होता है प्रॉपर टेक्स्ट पढ़ने का मजा. Imaginary homelands. In this imaginary homelands, he says there is a line: Commonwealth literature does not exist. Commonwealth literature does not exist. ये line है. Question of that exam. Commonwealth literature does not exist. Thank you, Pawan. Thank you so much. Rohan says, what is psychoanalytical criticism? See, before 1900, people didn't read this mindset. 1900 से पहले people didn't know about the mindset. Then it is Sigmund Freud. He came with the idea with the mind, interpretation of dreams. He studied the mind, mindset, understanding, perceptions. He found that what we appear, what we are, there are multiple differences. We have the id part, we have the ego part, we have the superego part. Then we have conscious. Then we have pre-conscious. We have subconscious. We have unconscious. These are the multiple parts of the brain. Multiple parts of the brain है ये हमारे. Freud started studying these things. He started justifying things on the basis of mindset, based on personality. So this is included in literature. How many of you have watched a latest movie, Black Widow? कितने लोग Marvel fan हो? Marvel fan कितने लोग? Black Widow देख ली? राइट इन द कमेंट्स. देखता हूँ कितने लोग मूवीज देखते हैं अच्छे से. मार्वल फैन, ब्लैक विडो, कितने लोगों ने देखी है? अभी तो 9 सर आ रहे हैं. कपिल पाठक यस, होमी मित्रा यस, संजना गांधी यस. देख ली ना ब्लैक विडो? क्या नाम उनकी लड़की का? हीरोइन कौन है यार? क्या नाम है हीरोइन का? लिखो जरा कमेंट्स में, देखें क्या नाम है. व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द हीरोइन? राइट इट. मोहित मित्तल, नताशा. राइटर तो याद होते नहीं है. Natasha, Scarlett Johansson, yes, she has played the role of Natasha Romanoff. In this movie, there is a reference, Red Room, where the girls are tortured, girls are trained. The Red Room reference comes from Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre, what happens? In Jane Eyre, Jane is also being tortured. Charlotte Bronte's famous book, Jane Eyre. That's the room she's locked, she's scared of. It leaves a kind of trauma in her mind. So technically, Your emotions, your mindset, trauma, troubles, shock, they are all the part of your life cycle, lifestyle. We are scared of certain things. When I see people playing football bare feet, without shoes, I feel nervous. Because I remember once I was playing football bare feet, I tried to hit the football, but it touched the last finger, only last finger, and my nail came out. It was painful. It's been many years. I think it happened to me in the school. But if today also you show me people playing football without shoes, I am reminded of the day and I feel like now he's going to get hit. I feel like okay, somebody's going to get the hit. And I can't watch people playing football like that with bare feet. So we have multiple shocks, traumas, issues. Everything is reflected through literature, and he's the one who started studying these things. The completely unknown part of the personality, you don't know. Half known, half unknown, the inner conflict. Superego, total artificial behavior, superego. Conscious, what you know, pre-conscious, you know but you don't remember. What happens when I ask you questions and you know the answer but it is not coming on your tongue? ऐसा होता है जब आपसे मैं सवाल पूछूं कि जल्दी से आ जाओ तो टेल मी हु हैज रिटन दिस थिंग, तो आपको लगता है कम ऑन आई नो इट. I remember one of my offline batch student, Nidhi, she used to do like this. Like suppose I asked a question. She's like, hold. Don't tell. And she wouldn't let me speak. She was like, sir, मैं बताऊंगी, I will tell, just hold on. So sometimes we would hold for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and the answer hardly came. Okay. I'm sure Nidhi को बुरा नहीं लगेगा. So we know the answer. Our body language, our mind is telling us that we know the answer. But then why it's not coming at the tip of the tongue? फिर ये आ क्यों नहीं रहा? We are saying that yes, I can answer. Hold on, I can answer. It means we know that we know, but it's not coming in the tip of the tongue. That's pre-conscious. Okay? याद रखना, pre-conscious है. ऐसे subconscious होता है. Subconscious, you're scared of things. If something has happened to you, the bad things. Obviously the way I'm scared of football, वैसे और भी लोगों को subconscious होता है. दूध का जला छाछ भी फूंक फूंक के पीता है. If you have been deceived once, ये कौन सा गाना था, दिल संभल जा जरा फिर मोहब्बत करने चला हूं मैं. So why the hero is telling दिल संभल जा जरा? उसका एक बार कट चुका है, मतलब धोखा खा चुका है. Okay? मिटा दूं? पढ़ लेता हूँ यहाँ पे. ओके, हाँ, हंसते इसका मतलब समझ लेगा. मुझे एक स्टूडेंट कहता सर आप 3 बजे पढ़ाते हो, 3 बजे भूत आते हैं. 3 बजे एनाबेल रिटर्न्स, एनाबेल कम्स होम, कॉन्जरिंग पार्ट 1, 2, 3 सब याद दिला रहा था. सर 3 बजे भूत आते हैं. अब समवेयर आई एम रिमाइंडेड ऑफ, तो समवेयर व्हेन आई वेक अप बाय 2:40, 2:30, I wash my face and when it goes like 3, I feel like some presence. मतलब I am conscious, I wait for some presence. Thank God कहीं कुछ चलने ना लगे. But it is in your brain. Now you are reminded of those things. Somewhere you believe, subconscious mind. Olivia says सर मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा है. Olivia डरने की कोई बात नहीं. देखो कमजोर नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या है, तुम्हारे पर्दे के पीछे कोई खड़ा होगा, पंखे में कोई चुड़ा ऐसे तुम देख रही हो बैठे हुए, और पैर नीचे मत लटकाना. बेड के नीचे भी कोई ना कोई ऐसे हाथ से खींचेगा. चलो कम ऑन. नाउ वी टॉक अबाउट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट ग्रीशियन राइटर्स फॉर यू. यू आस्क मी ना कि क्या क्या पढ़ना है. सी, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट सोफोक्लीज है. और कुछ पढ़ो मत पढ़ो, रीड दिस गाय. Oedipus Rex. Only summary, no need to read completely, no need to go in the depth of these things. If you find out the irony, because Oedipus comes on the stage, says I want to help my people, but he himself is the reason. So ironically इसको ऐसे in depth नहीं पढ़ना है. In literature literary point of view, just read the basics. Oedipus Rex, Electra, two books. Now remember this thing. Euripides has written Medea. Medea is a lady, a barbaric queen. She's having a husband, Jason. Jason is in love with another lady, Glaucon. Then Gloss, and then they fight. Medea kills her own kids to take revenge from her husband. Medea has been called one of the worst female character, the very strong female character who kills her own kids. Medea जरूर पढ़ना है, must read है. Summary पढ़ लो, must read है. They may ask you a question that how Medea gets Jason's father-in-law killed. She gives him the poisonous robe. उसको कपड़े देती है शादी के जिसमें जहर लगा होता है. ये पढ़ना है आपको. Electra has been written by these two writers. Don't be confused. Electra दो writers ने लिखा है. So Sophocles' Electra is famous, classic. Euripides' Electra is not that much famous. There are no questions asked in net exam. Electra can be ignored. Electra छोड़ दो, important नहीं है. But yes, remember that who has written. Okay, just read this summary. No need to read anything else. Take screenshot if you have written, or you can watch the video again. Aeschylus, not important, no need to read. पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, not important, no need to read. Still, Agamemnon, that's the book. But trust me, no questions asked from the books of Aeschylus. His name is being asked that who is Aeschylus? A great Greek tragedy writer. So technically no need to read. Okay? But I have read, so I am telling you, if you want to read, you can read. No questions. No questions in that. Okay? Next. Aristophanes. Very important. Frogs, clouds, very important. Birds, wasps. I suggest you to read. Maximum questions from Greek writers are asked from this writer. Only comedy writer. Others are tragedy writer. याद रखना, 99% students don't know these things. They think they are reading some basic book and will qualify next. Read these things. उन बेचारों की गलती मत करो. They are not having proper guidance. पढ़ लो इसको. Aristophanes repeatedly asked frogs, clouds, very important. Wasps, birds, summary, it is important. Read. He's the comedian. ये जरूरी है. इसको जरूर पढ़ना है. Okay. Now the same thing, the same video, small video on Greek literature has been recorded of 1.5 minutes to tell you what is important. I'll put it on status. I'll also share in the registered groups, and in fact status पे तो free मिल जाएगा, Instagram पे free मिल जाएगा. See what I mean to say. एक चीज याद रखना. If I ask you to leave 1,000 topics, you know, I keep telling you don't read this, this is not important. I may be wrong somewhere. Yes, it has happened to me. I confidently told my students not to read a famous writer. I said, no, this writer is not going to be asked. In the same exam, the same writer came. We are not gods. But yes, if I asked you to leave 1,000 writers, I will be wrong for 1 or 2 writers. I will save the time of 998 writers. I will save the time. So if I tell you read it, read it. If I tell you leave it, leave it. Okay? Because if I'm telling you leave it, I can save your time of these writers. And then we can utilize these writers for the other names where I say read it. Thank you so much. And we'll also go for evening live sessions. We have limited days left. We have plenty of time to qualify. Think from my point of view. You can nail it. You can qualify. If you are telling yourself that only few days are left, then you are not going to do it. There are a lot of days left. We can do it. Okay? And all other students who are not getting my reply for now in last 2-3 days, I was busy and I couldn't reply the admission queries also. I was busy for everyone. So those who didn't get reply, they can WhatsApp me again and again because for 2-3 days last I was busy. I'll try to answer you. And yes, last crash course admissions are going on. We are going to close it very soon. We are going to finish it. Okay? So thank you. Enjoy and don't sleep. I'm going to sleep. I'll be honest. I slept by 1. I woke up by 2:30. I was feeling like this. You can see my eyes. I'm going to sleep. I have the work in the next day. Okay? Thank you.